They gave me his body in a shoebox. Yeah. 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 We're married. Yeah. 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 He's my husband. Yeah. I'm his wife. Yeah.
My legs hurt a lot.
You haven't been on my main channel in...
You don't let me on there.
Nope.
Because I say the wrong thing.
No.
The whole audience get mad.
No. Everyone loves you. Oh, look what you did. No, just kidding. Just kidding. They're beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, kind people, we're going to talk to the people on Reddit.
All right.
We haven't done this in a while.
All
on this channel, anyway. I have a second channel where I do this a lot.
All right.
But I thought it'd be fun to do a video with my husband.
All right.
How's that, by the way?
Oh, it's weird. I mean, it's great. But it's weird that I have to call you my wife now.
It's weird?
It's hard to get used to.
Yeah, it is hard to get
I never
used to.
thought I'd be married to such a beautiful woman.
Oh, stop. Anyway, we're on my favorite Reddit thread, and that's Am I the A-hole? I've gathered some gems. I've only read the title. Let's dive into it.
I trust you.
All right, first up.
Am I the a-hole for using my neighbor's bath?
Out the gate? Probably.
This seems weird.
Seems weird. I live in an apartment block and live across from my neighbor. Let's call him Jerry. Jerry is a 40-year-old man who lives alone and works 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. He gave me a key a few years back when he went on holidays. I still have a key.
6 months ago, my shower broke before a big work presentation. I sent him a text asking if I could use his bath, but he never got back to me. I assumed it was okay. It turned out he changed his number. Anyway, I don't have a bath in my flat, and it was some experience. I brought my own shower gel, shampoo, and rubber ducks, so I didn't use anything that he paid for.
Stop.
This is
Stop.
insane.
Since then, I've been using his bath when he's not around. It is the best part of the week, midday on Tuesday and Friday when I head in.
Then everything went wrong. Jerry died. Rest in peace, Jerry. But this is crazy. I didn't know this, and I went in for my Tuesday bath. It was sitting there relaxing when his brother came in and was shocked to see me sitting naked in his toilet post-shower. It was the worst moment he could have arrived. He was so mad, and I was humiliated beyond belief. I am still so embarrassed, and I feel so ashamed of my body and how I appeared to this man. Oh.
Wait, how he appeared to him?
Well, how
to
she
his
appeared.
brother.
She was
To
naked,
his
yeah.
brother. It turned into a big thing. Apparently, I'm a dick for using Jerry's bath. I don't think so, because I always brought my own stuff, and Jerry gave me the key to begin with. I am heartbroken at the loss of my neighbor and the lovely memories he gave me. Am I actually the asshole? Because I don't think so. Yeah, dude. You never told him you're using the bath.
Yeah, if he just didn't know,
He didn't know.
that's wild.
That's so creepy. You might as well be frogging at that point.
I feel like Jerry maybe was, because how much older? Jerry's a 40-year-old man, and how old are you, though? Because maybe Jerry's hoping you take a bath or something, and he, like, walks in on you, and it's like a weird...
Oh, like he might be a little peeping Tom?
Yeah, but he died,
Rest
though.
in peace.
He died. Rest in peace. May God rest his soul.
This is strange. Like, you
I'd say you're the asshole, though.
You know when somebody uses your bath, though.
Do you?
Maybe not. Maybe he's not. If you're not that observant, maybe not. Because there's usually wet still or
I mean, we got a cat
smells.
that uses our bath.
True.
I feel like if somebody went in there and took a bath while I wasn't inside, I would never know.
No, I would notice though. I'm a
Yeah,
woman
you
though. I
would.
feel like
Yeah,
it
you
because
would
I actually
notice.
clean the bath, so I would notice.
You would
But you know what? Maybe he just actually never knew. But yes, you're an asshole for breaking and entering, even though you had a key. It sounds like he went
just
on
entering.
vacation. He went on holidays, so it was like to look after his house. This is so creepy and weird. What did people say?
She just entered, to be fair.
He.
She didn't break.
He or she? Oh, isn't
It's a girl, right?
what? I thought it was a boy the whole time.
Oh, why did I think it was a girl?
That's interesting that you thought it was a girl and
well,
I
I
thought
think
it was a guy.
it's just taking baths isn't a very, like, man, like,
Cause am I an asshole for taking a bath in my neighbor's apartment?
Let me get this straight. You didn't have permission to be in your neighbor's apartment, and you should have given the key back after he came back from holidays a few years ago.
Yeah.
Even though you've had a key, you've basically been breaking into his apartment.
Yeah, also, a woman, in my opinion, wouldn't go into a man's house.
well, what if they had a good rapport? What if they're like friends, you know?
I don't know.
Because this person, I don't know why I thought it was a girl.
I think it's a guy.
I just feel like that's
It's
such a
just-
weird
it's-
guy thing. Bro, I just chilling.
Yes.
In your
What a
bath,
thing to
dude.
do. It's just not a human thing to do.
You're the asshole. Okay, I assume that this is a joke because the story plays out like a Seinfeld episode where you're George Costanza. There's so many problems here, my friend. You must know this. You can actually think that sneaking into someone's home and taking a bath without your knowledge or consent is okay, and not once but twice a week for 6 months. That is 52 baths. Think of the water bill.
True. True.
It's a guy like George Costanza. It's not a girl. I don't know why I thought it was a girl.
I don't.
I think I always just think that whenever it's like him, he, I always just assume, because a lot of it is like, is my girlfriend,
Sure.
my boyfriend,
Sure.
male, female. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
didn't- I
and
just didn't look
usually
into
they
it.
disclose like
Yeah.
male 25 or
Yeah.
something. So yeah, that's fair.
Are they the asshole? Yes.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for moving myself and my pregnant wife to her parents instead of rehoming my cat?
Okay. I've known my wife for 7 years, married for 4. She's 6 months pregnant with our first child.
I have an indoor cat who I raised from a kitten to his current age of 16 years. My wife and I are the only people he's been around regularly.
My wife has suddenly developed allergies to the cat. We talked with our doctor and he said sometimes this can happen.
My wife wants me to rehome my cat. There's mustache hairs in my nose again.
Oh.
It's bothering me. Freaking out.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's there again.
Your fingers stink.
My wife wants me to rehome my cat. I do not want to do this.
He's old. He only knows me and my wife. He only knows our home. He's not been around other people or animals. I think it will be very stressful for him at this age, and it might just kill him.
I offered my wife a compromise. We can stay with her parents who live 10 minutes away and have no issues with us taking a spare bedroom until the baby is born. And then if the allergies persist for her or the baby, I can look into very carefully finding my cat a permanent new home. I check in on my cat every day. Oh my.
That's neurotic
Oh
there.
no.
My wife called me a huge asshole for prioritizing my cat over her and the baby's health. I just don't want to traumatize my cat over something that might be temporary. Am I the asshole?
Initial thoughts, you seem like kind of an asshole.
Yeah. If you wanted me to get rid of Frankie
Your
at
dog.
this point, my dog that I love massively,
Our
it came
dog.
well
It was
before you.
It was his dog before, yeah.
Well before you.
Yeah.
All right. Frankie is grandfathered in.
And I was allergic to it and I said
And it just started to ruin your life, and it f***ed you up that bad. I would have to come up with some form of compromise.
Yeah, so the parents live 10 minutes away. Why can't the cat just go there? And then it would still be within the family.
I don't know.
Because they're saying, I offer my wife compromise, we can stay with her parents. And what,
you're-
the cat just gets a whole house?
If your pregnant wife is allergic to the cat, something's got to happen.
Yeah.
Something's got to change, because that's bad. It's just unnecessary stress.
Yeah, you're not compromising. You're compromising for you and your cat at this point. You're not compromising for your wife.
Yeah.
That's wild. We have an update.
None of it matters anymore.
After I read the responses to my original post, I started thinking about other options so my wife and I could stay in our home. My brother lives a few hours away, and he spent a few years living with my cat, and when we were younger, so I called him and explained the situation. He agreed to adopt him, but he was out of town, so the soonest he could come pick it up was the weekend after the next. I told my wife that we would have to keep the cat for at least 2 weeks until my brother got here, and until then, she would have to use allergy tablets or stay with her parents. She became furious. Said she was not going to leave our house and the cat had to go ASAP. Yeah, dude, what the put the cat in a different house. Give it to your parents. I don't understand. I told her this was the best I could do. I was not giving to give the cat away to whatever random person stopped by first. What? Yesterday I got home from work and I couldn't find my cat. I asked my wife and she told me, no hesitation, nothing, that she dropped him off
Now she's evil.
at an animal shelter. Her words, I'm pregnant and miserable and you wouldn't get rid of him, so I did. Wait, this is all bad. I didn't argue. I just asked her to tell me which shelter and I drove straight there. I didn't see my cat at the cages in the shelter. When I showed the lady working the picture of my cat, she started apologizing. She said that, okay, I thought they were gonna put him down. Put him with the other cats, but later they were bringing in a large dog where they had to take dogs past the cat cages to the dog cages. The dog jumped at my cat's cage and barked at him, and my cat panicked and had a heart attack. He died! They gave me his body in a shoebox!
There's no way this is real. This has got to be bullshit.
Let it be real though.
Okay, let's pretend that it's real.
I took him home. My wife started apologizing once she saw him, but I ignored her and went straight to the backyard and buried him. I called my brother earlier today to explain what happened. He started yelling on the phone. This is crazy.
This seems like this guy did not like getting flamed for being the asshole, and then he's like,
And then he made up the story. Okay, I believe the first story for some reason, but I feel like this update is fabricated. Because if it isn't,
That seems insane.
I feel really bad for him.
Cats are so tough.
Had a heart. It must have been like so old then.
Yeah.
If this is real,
I feel really
actually
bad.
sorry. Because
Yes, seriously,
that
I
is
feel
terrible
bad.
losing a pet. And I thought there would be a way for you to keep it in the family, which you did, which I think is good.
Yeah.
But no, you're an asshole. Like for like just you had to be told by strangers that you're stupid, basically.
Ooh, tough call. New girl versus cat. Cat wins. Fiance wanting to move in versus cat. Cat wins. Wife who lived happily with cat and is now pregnant with your kid and has become allergic. No one wins. You decided that the cat gets to stay and everyone else leaves. Weird.
Interesting.
I think it's a weird solution, but I also think OP is trying to engineer a temporary solution to a possible temporary problem, basically putting a band-aid on the wound instead of cutting the leg off. OP has my respect for being creative if his wife is temporarily allergic.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's why I said keep it in the family.
If it was my situation and I had Frankie was getting old, I would just let my mom or sister take Frankie.
Yeah, right? Which is what he did. I think he was an asshole and then he became a soft asshole. Then everyone sucked.
Yeah, I think he was maybe an asshole at first and then he wasn't.
Sorry, you were saying that if you had to, you just had to put Frankie at a family's place.
Yeah, I would just give Frankie to my mom or grandmother or something along those lines. And I would figure something out in the meantime. I would put her in the garage or like get, I don't know, there's hypoallergenic, I would brush her, just whatever I possibly could.
Yeah, there's like safe sprays now too that you can spray around just to get rid of that. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like there's other solutions.
Yeah.
And also, you don't need to take it to a animal shelter. That's...
The book talk ending is crazy though.
Yeah, that is so... Yeah.
Very dramatic.
Very dramatic.
Hopefully that didn't happen. If it did, I feel really bad.
Me too. Me too.
It's Reddit. I don't believe it.
Woo! This video has been pretty fun so far, I'd say. And you know what else is fun? Midas Merge. Thank you to Midas Merge for sponsoring this video. And for those of you who don't know what Midas Merge is, it's a relaxing, fun-to-play mobile game with the cutest little creatures. I personally love to play it on my downtime when we're just kind of like watching TV, or if I'm traveling in a car or on a plane, just whenever I need to unwind. But in Midas Merge, you team up with King Midas and Queen Laia to revive the Gardens of Gold, which are under the shadow of Nyx, the goddess of the night. You can unravel Nyx's mysteries as you merge sunbursts to brighten the garden and free its adorable inhabitants, all while discovering and nurturing the cutest creatures imaginable. And you can hatch and evolve them by merging the items together. My favorite right now is the little crystal fawn, which transforms from an adorable little baby into a stunning level 3 creature. And the bonus with Midas Merge is that it's free to download and it is ad-free, so it has no dead ends. And it's perfect for offline play, allowing you to dive into the enchanting world of cute creatures anytime, anywhere. And if you're among the first 100 to install the game via my link or QR code, you will receive a unique U level 2 turtle. And this ultra cute creature boosts your garden progress and will be personalized with my name. Call me Chris! So don't miss out and download now. Once you start merging and uncovering these adorable surprises, you won't want to put it down. So join me in the enchanting world of Midas Merge and download now.
Am I the asshole for being disgusted by my parentage?
I, 22 female, in the UK. I am fascinated by my family history and where I came from, finding out who I am, etc. And I recently decided to ask my mom about her parents as they both died when I was younger, and I only have relationships with my dad's parents, who are both still living. To my shock, my mom told me her mother is my dad's sister. Her mother is my dad. So her mom's mom and her dad's dad.
Great aunt?
No, her mom's mom, her grandma, and her grandpa were siblings.
Wait, I gotta read this again.
So,
Because I wasn't listening.
my mom told me her mother, so this girl's grandmother, and is my dad's dad, so her grandfather, sister. So they were her grandpa and grandma. To my shock. So my mom and dad are cousins, right? Because the grandparents are, oh my gosh. My grandma on my mom's side and my granddad's on my dad's side sister. This is apparently legal in the UK for first cousins to be romantically involved. But I personally feel insanely grossed out by my incestuousness.
I personally feel insanely grossed out by the incestuousness of this relationship.
By this relationship. And the fact that I am a product of it, as well as my 18-year-old sister.
You're inbred, by definition.
I know. I do not know how to discuss this with my mom, as, let's face it, it's too late to change anything. I just do not know how to process the fact that my grandma is also my great aunt, and my granddad is also my great uncle. I'm sure my mom and dad aren't just my mom and dad anymore either. Some other messed up relation link in there somewhere. And incest is something I've always been revolted by, and now, like I said, I'm a product of it. Oh my gosh!
Why would you be the asshole?
For being disgusted.
No.
No.
What?
It's also not your fault in any way. You can be like,
you're not an asshole.
Grossed out by your grandparents being siblings.
Yeah.
And marrying each other and procreating.
Not everybody can handle that type of thing.
No, but you can?
Not the asshole, I'd be disgusted too. Being told I was a product of incest. Sorry, OP. Well, it's in your family tree somewhere. Hell, it's in everyone's.
That's true. Probably.
OP is just more recent.
Yeah.
But the first cousin thing is really weird. I recently did research on this, like last year, because I thought it was like up to third or fourth cousins you can't.
Yeah.
It's like bad or whatever.
Oh, I think it's only first.
It's just first, yeah.
It's just first. Yeah,
and like second cousin, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good to start fucking.
Yeah.
So weird. I thought that was weird.
I mean, it is weird, but it's like not genetically.
Yeah, it's not going
to be weird.
Rot you. But like if you do that and then you do it again, it becomes more toxic or whatever.
It's just Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, I think so. Your parents are first cousins, or honestly, I can't figure out what degree they're separated, huh? I do think you're being a little over the top in your reaction, but it's possible there are reasons for this. Their mom and dad's parents were siblings, bro. That's the reason for freaking out.
I'm trying to think of like my mom telling you that. I'd freak out.
I'd freak out. I'd start making fun of my parents instantly. Immediately. And then I'd look in the mirror and be like, oh, that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that's gotta be terrible. I feel like that's not a big deal that you're freaking out though. You're definitely not the asshole.
No.
There's nothing in this that makes you the asshole.
Especially since you're just learning this now. Since you inquired. Like if you never inquired what you'd never know. That's weird. All right, since it's Mother's Day today, I believe, there's one for Mother's Day.
Am I the asshole for being pissed off that my husband once again made plans for us to spend Mother's Day with his mommy?
Mommy. Interesting. It depends. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I've been with my husband for 7 years. For the first 3 years of our relationship, his mother lived in Canada, so we didn't see her often. After that, she moved back to our home state in New Jersey, and her birthday is 2 weeks before Mother's Day, and we always end up bringing her out for her birthday, and my husband, despite us not being able to afford it, treats her to a meal. And then, on Mother's Day, same thing. Lets her pick the restaurant, and we go treat her to a meal. For the past 2 years, I have told my husband that I honestly am fed up with doing this. I told him that we should be considering her birthday dinner to be a part of Mother's Day gift since it's so close to the same date, and that for once I would like him to give me a special Mother's Day. Last year, I was so upset about it because all he got for me on Mother's Day was a $12 storage bin for our kitchen, and then we shipped right off to go treat his mom to a $120 meal. He said this year he would make sure my Mother's Day was special.
Is this woman a mother?
I believe so, because they are celebrating it.
I mean, that's not cool.
Yeah.
But like, if it's just your wife, then of course, mommy takes precedent.
Yeah, there's like a lot more.
Mother. Well, he was online searching for a gift for his mother for Mother's Day, so I assumed that he was going to be the only thing he did for her this year. He typically doesn't buy her gifts and just brings her out to eat. The necklace he ended up getting her was $130-ish because he had it engraved. But this morning, she calls him and he said, well, start planning where you want to go out to eat on Mother's Day so I can plan ahead. And I just immediately felt gutted. I loaded up the kids and went to the playground. Okay, so she is a mother.
Oh, he called me 20 minutes later and asked where I went, so I told him I went to the playground. He asked which one and said he would come down, and I told him I wanted space. When he asked why, I told him it was because once again he was doing the shit for his mom on Mother's Day on top of already getting her an expensive gift. So I know for a fact I'm going to be left in the dust per usual, and I was extremely hurt that he told me it would happen this year, and he went against that. He tried arguing that it's for both of us, but she literally gets choice of restaurant every single time, and I basically ignored the entire time I'm there and left to deal with the kids while he's chatting it up with his mother. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you become of one flesh when married, and when you have a child together. I feel like at that point you're more important. Like
you should be more important.
Objectively, yeah.
Yeah.
Objectively.
Yeah, of course. Like, of course your mother matters, and it's a bonus if you can do something for your mom too on the same day, but your wife should take precedence. Mm-hmm. The mother of your children should.
Yeah, I feel like she said this a lot, so she's not the asshole, right?
Yeah,
she
it
said
seems
this
like
a lot.
She's brought it up a lot. And she has, like, gone through this a lot.
He just loves his mommy is all.
Yeah, he's a little mommy's boy, which is okay, but also make sure your wife feels special too. Like, I'd personally be okay if we actually, I mean, I'm not a mom, but we're taking like his mom and his grandmother out for dinner.
Yeah, on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day. And if I was a mom, I'd be perfectly happy with
I wouldn't do that though. If it was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What would you do?
I'd build you an effigy.
Oh.
Yeah. Really? What I would do would border on worship.
Okay. Can't wait. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Some people said, not the asshole. You voiced your concerns several times, and he continues to favor your celebration of his own mother instead of the mother of his children. He should 100% be prioritizing you. Exactly. Dude got 7 years worth of chances, but he still didn't have the say to figure it out.
I mean, because your wife is like your person.
Yeah.
Legitimately. I feel like that's people don't think about that enough. Or, I mean, like, it's cool to be independent or whatever.
Yeah.
I do like that. But when you get married to someone, I feel like it makes sense to have a requirement. Like, you're required to spend a lot of time together. And require, like, that just has to be, in your mind, you have to have the requirement of wanting to be with that person a lot. And wanting to do things for that person over anybody else.
That becomes your new family.
It's just a part of you.
Yeah.
That you can easily take care of.
Yeah.
Like, if you have problems, you know, if you have like self issues or whatever the fuck, it becomes an outlet for your positive energy that is then reciprocated, ideally, forever. And then you have kids.
Yeah.
And then you raise those kids.
That adds on to it.
Exactly. And then those kids, they take care of you, and then they move on, and then it, like, yeah, it just seems like that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and when you're raising kids, like, you always have your partner like to back you up. It's not like you make friends with your kids, and it's always like you're doing it together. Like, once you're married and once you have kids, everything you do everything we do now from life on, like, we have to do together. We have to figure out everything together, you know? Like, we can have our own things, but big life decisions, this kind of celebrations, all that's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, I ask you for permission. I ask you for permission now.
You do it. I always say yeah.
Yeah, I do. But I don't do it because I'm like, oh, I wonder if she's going to be okay with it.
Yeah, I do.
I do it.
So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before, I wouldn't have ever asked. I wouldn't give a fuck. Not about you specifically, but I would never ask anybody. I would never ask anybody anything. If I'm going to go do something, I'm just going to go do something.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, you want to come? Or whatever, but I would never be like, do you mind if?
Yeah.
I would never do that.
But since we've been living together, you've always done that.
Yeah. Well, that's a different level of respect, obviously.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I ask even things I don't even need to ask.
Yeah.
It's the little baby.
You're like, hey, can my friend come over?
I literally asked that today.
Like, yeah, of course.
But
you know what? Even though, like, I know I will always say yes and everything, but there is a little part of me that appreciates that.
Well,
like,
it's
you
just
take that into consideration, just in case I was like, oh, you know what? I actually planned something. Like, I wanted to just have the night. So I do appreciate it. But I've never been like, no, like, you can't. You know?
Yeah.
And same thing with you. I like asked you yesterday to use your truck to haul something. Just cause.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for refusing to meet my girlfriend in person to break up even though she asked it to?
My 23 male, girlfriend 22 female, and I have been together for about 3 months. I'm transferring to a smaller university that suits me better and puts me closer to my family. I chose a school that's about an hour and a half away, basically halfway between home and our current campus, hoping to keep things balanced. When I first told her about the transfer, she said she was okay with doing long distance, but as time passed, she grew distant and quiet. Eventually, she told me she couldn't handle a long distance relationship. I don't blame her, long distance isn't for everyone, and it's not fair to expect that from her. Now, she wants to meet in person to talk, but it's obvious it's to break up. I told her I'd rather we just do it over text. In my view, we both know what's going to happen, and I don't see the point in sitting together just to cry and say goodbye when we could process it separately. She thinks I'm being cold and disrespectful, but refusing to meet up. I feel that I'm trying to protect both of us from unnecessary pain.
3 months, not long enough.
No.
Text her, block her, move on.
But honestly, it's like you guys came to the conclusion, and I mean, I think it's nice that she wants to see you face to face, I guess, but especially since it's long distance, I mean, just save gas money, save a flight. I don't know how long it is, but like, it's a means to an end. It's what's the point?
Maybe she's really old school.
It may be, which is fine. I think that's sweet. But if you don't want to, that's fine. Does that make you an asshole?
Yeah, I feel like doing stuff in person is kind of overrated. Anyways.
I don't know if you're being serious or not. He's not being serious. He's doing a phase. I don't know. It's just like up to you, and it's a 3-month relationship. Would it be respectful, yes, I think so. But I don't think you owe her anything, especially if she's the one that like grew distant and quiet and didn't want to do anything. You got any input, Grinch?
Yeah, I'd say no. 3 months. Who cares, dude? You'll be all right. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Colin said, not the asshole, it's 3 months, not 3 years. Just break up and move on before the bullshit happens, and it will. Agreed, I feel like she wants you to see her in pain and hopes you'll change your mind about leaving. I'm not gonna comment on her character, but that's manipulative.
Maybe. I mean, it seems
Yeah.
like she wanted to break up before you did. I mean, she got quiet and stuff.
Well, I mean that is a form of manipulation
True.
to bring about the end times in hopes of a revelation.
Oh, how wise. True. I'm such
Yes.
a naive little bitch.
What?
I'm so dumb.
But people do that. I mean, it's guilt tripping, right?
It is guilt tripping, I
It's like
guess.
just- yeah.
That's true. I didn't even look at it that way. You're fine.
3 months, not long. That's 90 days.
Yeah, it
90
is.
days is meaningless.
Yeah, it's not even like a quarter.
It is a quarter.
Is it a quarter?
Yeah.
Oh wait, it is because it's 12 months. Wait, is it? No, it's 4.
No.
Quarterly is 4 months.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
Really?
How many times does 4 go into 12?
3.
How would there be 4 quarters in a year if it only goes into it 3 times?
Wait. Oh.
Yeah.
We got there. Thank you for being patient with me.
Thirds. It'd be thirds.
Thanks for talking me through it.
The first third.
Am I the asshole for saying it's weird that my siblings are getting married?
We have another
Incest.
seems incestual. We'll see. So this is a throwaway account for obvious reasons. These are also my half siblings. Okay, we might be in the clear. Go ahead.
My 24F half sister, 21F on my mom's side, and my half brother, 22M on my dad's side, are getting married in December.
Okay, so they're not blood.
They're not blood.
They're not blood.
Then there you go. It's fine. It is weird.
Okay, yeah, continue. Because
But it's fine. Who
Yeah.
cares? Both of my parents have been supportive but awkward about it. My mom took my sister dress shopping on Saturday, and I stayed at my brother's house to have lunch with him and my dad. We started talking about the wedding, and I randomly blurted out something along the lines of, "This is so weird." When asked what I meant, I stated that my siblings were about to marry each other and tried to crack a joke about indirect incest. This did not go over well. My brother called me a bitch and said that I was unnecessarily making things weird. What? I feel like that's, yeah. Unnecessarily making things weird. That's really funny. I tried to get my dad to chime in, but he refused to stand up for either of us. My brother asked me to leave, and later that day I got a call from my sister saying that if I couldn't be supportive and happy for him, then I shouldn't bother even coming to the wedding. I feel like all this is blown out of proportion. Am I the asshole? I'm banned for 3 days, so I can't respond to everyone. Yes, we were all legitimately raised together, just within 2 separate households. But since we were diapers, we've been raised as siblings. Okay, that's weird. Whoever said that I said that they haven't been dating more than a year, that comment clearly says my parents. I apologized and got called a cunt, or so whatever at this point. Y'all are right. I'm an ass. Congrats. Kind of a snarky reaction.
Okay, so the comments really didn't like this person. Maybe they were
Yeah.
like an extra asshole in the comments. To be fair, if you're raised in diapers, it's
That's
a
weird.
separate household. So
To me,
so
that's
maybe-
really weird.
Maybe they weren't raised in the same household. Like
And they-
like how my half sibling was raised with my dad. I have 2 half siblings that were raised with my dad. But it's still like I have 4 half siblings. Okay, would not marry any of them under any circumstance. Like they are my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, also they're my blood. They're all my blood.
Yeah.
So they're not. And I actually know someone from my hometown that this happened. They're step siblings.
They posted it.
But they didn't grow up together. It was like they were 10 years old, both, and then they did kind of grow up together, but they're step siblings, and then they ended up,
Yeah. By the book, it's nothing wrong with it.
No.
Absolutely. It's
Nope.
totally, it's not, but being able to joke about it and make fun of it, I feel like should be allowed.
It's right there.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
right
like
there.
the jokes write themselves.
I feel like you gotta kind of laugh at the
Gotta lean into
situation.
it. Yeah,
a little bit,
it's my
like
sister.
they do. You
So
know,
what?
like maybe you were a little too hard. Like maybe it's not the best time, especially maybe they're really sensitive about it. Clearly,
Well, it's f***ing suck up, dude.
well, I don't know. We're very jokey, so
Yeah.
I feel like my gosh, if
Jokey.
one of my siblings, like I have siblings like this that they aren't technically, they're like kind of step siblings, I guess. But if one of them hooked up, I would make some jokes here and there, but I know that it's not actual incest, so it's okay.
I would relentlessly roast them forever.
The comments really don't like
the
this
meme.
person.
Hey, step bro,
Yeah,
hey
it
stepsis,
really
it's
is.
the meme. Of course you're gonna get blasted.
Okay, so the comment said, you're the asshole.
They are not related to each other, they just happen to both be related to you. You're allowed to feel weird, but you keep that to yourself because, while it's an odd occurrence, calling it indirect incest is taking it too far.
I mean, I think it's the way you say it. Like, if you're saying
Yeah.
it like in an actual
Incest.
disgusted way,
Yeah, if you're like-
then that's fucked up.
Yeah, if you're grossed out, if you're actually grossed out by it, and it isn't just because of like the labels,
Yeah.
and it's just funny and it's like a meme or whatever, then
Yeah.
that's weird.
Then maybe
Obviously.
that's what happened.
I
But
guess
we
so,
don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know. I mean, they said joke, but
Yeah.
indirect incest is just totally disrespectful.
Yeah, and yeah, you can feel that to yourself. Like, if you grew up, like if Alyssa married Marcus, like my siblings.
I don't even like thinking about it.
I know, but I'm just thinking about that. It would be fine, but they're both my siblings, so that'd be really weird.
It'd be so weird.
And
I would make fun
I would
of them
just be like,
forever.
but I'd also just be happy for. But if I thought it was strange, I would just keep that to myself. Like,
Yeah,
if
I
I
mean,
actually thought it was.
If you're
strange.
grossed out by it to where you're going to treat them differently,
Yeah.
keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're just
Grow
like,
up.
if you're going to give them some banter and some ribbing,
Yeah.
then they're your fucking siblings.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well,
Totally.
right? Like, I'm not going to be any nicer about this than I would in anything else.
Yeah,
but
like-
I'm not going to be like, it would be as if you didn't accept them if they were like gay or something.
I
like
was
that.
just thinking
You're
about that.
choosing to be a bad person.
Yeah, absolutely. You're
Because
just being
none of those things are
hateful.
objectively wrong.
Yeah.
Objectively wrong.
Not the asshole, or not the asshole, it's fucking weird, full stop.
They got labeled as the asshole on this.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty split thing. I think that it's very clear though.
It's total.
It's legal.
It's legal.
It doesn't mean you should be not made fun of. It's cool. It's fine.
Yes.
You can be in love and be like nothing bad can come out of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
if my sister married my stepbrother,
Yeah.
I would make fun of her until the end of time.
Like
Literally.
lightly, but not like in a angry. You're gross.
No. I feel like pretending that it's not weird and not ever acknowledging it is even more weird.
Almost. Yeah. We're just like,
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
yeah,
Hey, step
same. This one is crazy.
It's weird because it's got to make your parents feel weird about it.
true.
And if your parents don't feel weird about it, that's really weird. I
mean,
feel like
they're defending the two siblings, so I think it might be just like a sore spot. Because I'm assuming that these siblings or step siblings or whatever, not even step siblings, I guess, were probably really scared to come out with this. I'm gonna assume that, like, it was probably like a very hard because it is strange, even though it's okay. So maybe it's
But it's
still
legal.
quite sensitive.
it's illegal.
It is legal.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
I don't know.
okay.
I think it is a big sensitive situation that maybe should have gave it maybe a little more time. But you know what? It's legal. It's fine. Maybe don't rib them too much based off of all this.
Give them a couple ribbers. Whatever Reddit says, just who cares? It doesn't affect real life in any way.
Listen, only you know what's going on, so I don't.
And like you also, if you wrote this in a slightly different way and you added a little bit more context, people's interpretation would be drastically different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like the way that this person wrote it seems like you are. I would say that the internet is probably right though. It is an asshole moment.
I think so as well.
But does that make you an evil, horrible person? No, I don't think so.
I think you could learn from this situation and realize that your words,
I would say joke more.
me.
Joke more. But not about indirect incest. Make this stepbro meme. Take already traveled waters.
Yeah.
Don't try to come up with a new joke.
Don't make up new stuff.
Yeah.
New material.
You should start going out with the other one. Make it really weird.
These were some really interesting ones. Really curious what you guys think down below. Let me know. We had a lot of fun, right?
You always find the best ones.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. These are interesting. Very complicated situations. But anyway, I love you.
Love it too.
And also, thank you again to Midas Merge for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to be the first 100 to install the game using my QR code to get the level 2 adorable U turtle. And I'll see you in the next video, okay?
Bye.
Bye.